I want to get to what Justice Thomas writes in a concurring opinion. It's a 6-3 case. The 3 libs in the dissent. Writes as follows. He's questioning the validity of Jack Smith's appointment as special counsel, which he is in both of the federal cases against Trump. Writing, quote, if this unprecedented prosecution is to proceed, it must be conducted by someone authorized to do so by the American people.
Love it.
This is the argument Trump is raising, in particular in the Mar-a-Lago case that's being argued right now down there about whether he, as a special counsel, has any right to go after Donald Trump, or whether they needed to use somebody who was in the government and already confirmed, like a U.S. attorney, or somebody who's been already previously empowered by the executive branch. It's a technical argument, but Andy McCarthy had a piece out last week saying he likes it and he thinks it may win the day. And if that happens, I mean, he's telegraphing already in that lane. I like it too.
Bingo.
How many of the conservatives does he speak for? And is that a backdoor to Trump's potential conviction on the one piece of all the lawfare against him that has concerned me and many other legal experts from the beginning, which is
big time.
The obstruction piece of the Mar-a-Lago case, his refusal to turn over the documents once subpoenaed. Whether you're on his side or not, that's a problematic fact for Donald Trump. But if Jack Smith doesn't have the legal authority to bring the case against him, it's irrelevant whether he crossed the law or the line or not. My God, I mean, like, the good news just keeps coming for him, Charlie.
I know. Well, and this is Clarence Thomas not so subtly saying, we see you, Jack Smith, and all that work you're putting in. I might be able to get to 5 because this is more of the Thomas court than the Roberts court, actually. And so you better watch yourself. That's what this is all about. And again, it is more the Thomas court. Thomas works that room. He's super well liked, Megyn. He's like I don't know if you ever met him. He is the sweetest, best person ever. I mean, he is just a uniquely American story. And everybody, including even RBG and everyone, they said he got along with all the libs for years. And he's personable and he's human. He's just terrific. So therefore, he's really won a lot of favor over with the court. And especially, I bet, on these high stakes decisions, he's going to try to work the ropes a little bit, with, hey, ACB, let's talk about this. Was this illegally constituted? So if you start from a strict constitutional standpoint, probably Thomas, Alito, and Gorsuch would go along. Roberts would probably be no-go. The question is, can you and Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett on this idea that Jack Smith and the way that this was put together was not constitutional, that it wasn't through a U.S. attorney, it wasn't through it wasn't through Lisa Monaco, it wasn't through Merrick Garland. I'm not a legal scholar by any means. I could just look at the politics of this and the media and the communication side of it, which is Clarence Thomas saying this and broadcasting this. I mean, I would go into cardiac arrest if I was Jack Smith at this point. Not only did you lose on 1512, not only did you lose on presidential immunity, but all of this work, let's say you get to a conviction, it might get vacated by the Supreme Court.
Just a little bit more color on Amy Coney Barrett. According to SCOTUS blog, and again, I have the opinion here, my team has brought it into me, it is about 1.5 inches thick, so I have not yet read it.
Oh boy.
But I will. But SCOTUS blog reporting, and they're still reading it too. I mean, SCOTUS blog hasn't had time to digest the whole thing. They're saying Amy Coney Barrett has a concurring opinion. She's part of the 6, and she concurs in the end result. But here's her rationale. She agrees with the majority on the core constitutional powers, immunity, but would take a different approach to other official acts. She would look at whether the criminal statute under which the president is being charged applies to his conduct and whether that application to the particular facts of I don't even understand this. I'm going to have to go back and look at this. This is too much to digest.
This is the most ACB answer ever.
I know. She's such a technocrat, and she uses her technocratic nature to get to the results she wants.
It's the most exactly. I'm not a fan. I don't like where she's headed. I'll be honest.
I don't either.
I don't like where she's headed.
She feels like a Justice Souter to me right now, I have to say. But how about Ketanji Brown Jackson in the majority on Fisher?
I still don't understand that. I don't know. It might have been, if it was 5-4 on Fisher, I would have said, wow. The 6-3 might be a throwaway vote where it's just hey,
true.
I'm a free thinker. It's a show vote, as you call it in the U.S. Senate. So I'm not there yet on Ketanji, because she still can't tell us what a woman is.
Okay, good point. The court also notes in a footnote that the district court, if necessary, should consider whether 2 of the charges brought by Jack Smith against Trump in Washington, that's the J6 case, involving obstruction of the official proceeding, can go forward in light of the court's ruling last week in Fisher. Yeah, obviously. I can answer it for you right now. It's not going forward. That's not happening. So this decision is huge. Donald Trump is winning. He really is doing all the winning that the left is going to get sick of. But to pick back up on your point about treason, that's already the Salon headline. And the left is going to run with this. Salon headline just posted, quote, treasonous acts. Liberal justices say SCOTUS Trump immunity ruling, quote, a mockery of the Constitution. So treasonous act, that's going to be in a campaign ad in less than 24 hours, no?